Okay, now we are going to look at how to find the surface area of a triangular prism. And let's just review first what makes this a triangular prism. Well, I know it's a triangular prism for two reasons, just looking at this. My bases, my two congruent bases, which are the same and parallel to each other, are triangles. So that's going to be the name of my prism. And I also know it's a prism and not a pyramid because all of the faces are rectangles. Okay, this is a net of a triangular prism. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We are going to take all the different parts, find the areas of them, and then add them together. So let's look at the different parts that we have. We're going to start with the triangles. So we have two triangles. We have one green rectangle. We have one blue rectangle, and we have one yellow rectangle. And to make it fun, they made them all in different sizes. So first, let's tackle the triangle. Now, the triangle, finding the area of a triangle, there's one more step than finding the area of a rectangle. If we remember, the area is the length right here times the width times 1/2, because we cut it in half because a triangle is, think of it as a half of a square. So let's start with the triangle. My length is, I'm going to look down here, my length is 4 centimeters and my width is 3 centimeters. So I've got 4 times 3 times 1/2. Okay, so let's look at it like how they've written it. 3 times 4 times 1/2. Now I notice that I have two triangles. So then I have to multiply that by 2. That's a pretty long number sentence. However, it's really easy to tackle. So I know I'm going to start with the parentheses because of the order of operations. So I'm going to start with 3 times 4, which is 12. And when I multiply 1/2 times 12, it's the same thing of 12 as thinking of 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So all of the numbers here in the parentheses multiplied together equal 6. So now I'm just left with 2 times 6, which equals 12. Okay. Another way to think about the triangles is recognize the fact that I have 2. And if I am dividing it in half, really all I have to do is multiply my length times my width, which is 4 times 3, which equals 12. And if I were to do that again, I would double it. But when you do the opposite operation of doubling or multiplying something, it's dividing. So I just wouldn't include that other triangle, and I would have 12 centimeters squared. Okay, moving on. Whoops, go back. Where are we? Now let's look at the green rectangle. The green rectangle, my length is 3, my width is 9. So multiply that together. 9 times 3 is 27 centimeters squared. And look at how nicely organized this is, because I'm going to have to, remember, I'm going to have to use my 12 centimeters squared again and my 27 centimeters squared again. All right, next rectangle, I've got the blue rectangle. Length is 4 and my width is 9. 4 times 9, right here is 36 centimeters squared. And moving on to my last rectangle, my length is 5 and my width is 9 again. 9 times 5 is 45. Let's take the area of all of those separate shapes, add them together. I get 12 plus 27 plus 36 plus 45 to have a total surface area of 120 centimeters squared. All right, now it's your time to practice. So I'm going to pause the video, or actually I'm going to have it keep playing. What I want you to do is pause